The U.S. Justice Department has Google in its sights. The tech giant is facing a major antitrust lawsuit. The DOJ claims Google has an unfair monopoly in the digital world. One of the key areas of concern is Google's dominance in search. The DOJ is proposing significant changes. These remedies aim to reshape the playing field. The goal? To foster more competition. But these changes come with potential consequences. Some argue that these remedies could hurt the very companies they are intended to protect. Mozilla, the nonprofit behind the Firefox browser, is sounding the alarm. Their CFO, Muhlheim, testified in the case. His message? The DOJ's proposed remedies could be disastrous. He argues they could inadvertently destroy Firefox. This warning has sent shockwaves through the tech world. Why? Because Mozilla is often seen as a champion of an open and diverse internet. Their potential demise raises serious questions about the unintended consequences of antitrust action. Mozilla's concerns stem from their deep financial reliance on Google. A large portion of their revenue comes from a search agreement with the tech giant. In simple terms, Google pays Mozilla to be the default search engine on Firefox. This arrangement brings in significant money for Mozilla, money they use to fund the development of Firefox and promote their mission. The DOJ's proposed changes threaten to disrupt this revenue stream. This could leave Mozilla financially vulnerable. Mozilla's concerns extend beyond their own financial well-being. They argue that the demise of Firefox would be a blow to the entire internet ecosystem. Why? Because Firefox, unlike many other browsers, is built on an independent browser engine called Gecko. Gecko is open source. This means anyone can inspect its code, modify it, and use it. This makes Gecko a vital part of a free and open internet. It offers an alternative to the dominant browser engines controlled by Google and Apple. Section 5. Search Engine Alternatives. A bleak landscape for Mozilla. Muhlheim argues that alternative search engines can't fill the void. He points out that while there are several search engines available, none of them have managed to capture the market share or user base that Google has. This dominance by Google creates a challenging environment for competitors. He claims that other search engines, like Bing, haven't offered Mozilla deals that are financially comparable to Google's. The financial incentives provided by Google are substantial, making it difficult for other search engines to match. This financial disparity is a significant barrier for Mozilla when considering alternative partnerships. He says these alternative search engines just don't generate the same level of revenue. The revenue generated from search engine partnerships is crucial for Mozilla's operations and development. Without comparable financial support, Mozilla faces a potential decline in its ability to innovate and maintain its services. This makes them a less attractive partner for Mozilla. The lack of enthusiasm from potential partners further complicates Mozilla's situation. They need a partner that not only provides financial support, but also shares a vision for the future of internet search. This lack of viable alternatives leaves Mozilla in a precarious position. The uncertainty surrounding their future partnerships creates a sense of instability. Mozilla's reliance on a single dominant player in the market puts them at risk, especially if that relationship were to change or end. They are heavily reliant on Google, but Google is the target of an antitrust investigation. This investigation adds another layer of complexity to Mozilla's situation. If the investigation leads to significant changes in Google's business practices, it could have a direct impact on Mozilla's revenue and operations. The future remains uncertain, and Mozilla must navigate these challenges carefully to ensure its survival and continued contribution to the internet ecosystem. Section 6. Google's counteroffensive, a different path forward. Google is not passively accepting the DOJ's proposed remedies. They have presented their own suggestions. They argue for a less drastic approach. One idea is to allow other search engines to bid for the default spot on devices. This bidding process could happen annually. Google is also open to removing the requirement for Android devices to come pre-installed with Chrome and Google Search. These counter-proposals aim to address competition concerns without causing undue harm. Section 7, Balancing Act, Competition versus Collateral Damage. The judge overseeing this case faces a difficult task. He must find a way to promote competition without causing unintended harm. It's a delicate balancing act. On one hand, reining in Google's power is important for fostering a more level playing field, but on the other hand, abruptly cutting off Mozilla's lifeline could have devastating consequences that could ripple across the internet. The judge's decision will have far-reaching implications. Section 8. The future of Firefox. A cloud of uncertainty. The future of Firefox hangs in the balance. As one of the most popular web browsers, Firefox has been a beacon of open-source software and user privacy. However, recent developments have cast a shadow over its future. The outcome of this antitrust case will play a significant role in determining its fate. The legal battle is not just about market competition, it's about the principles of fairness and innovation in the tech industry. If Mozilla loses their main source of revenue, drastic measures may be needed. The financial stability of the organization is at stake, and the ripple effects could be felt across the tech world. They may have to cut costs, reduce staff, and make difficult decisions that could impact the livelihoods of many employees. The tech industry is no stranger to layoffs, but the potential scale here is unprecedented for Mozilla, and scale back their ambitions. This could mean halting projects that are in development, reducing investment in new technologies, and focusing solely on maintaining existing services. This could weaken their ability to innovate and compete. Innovation has always been at the heart of Mozilla's mission, and any reduction in their capacity to develop new features could leave them trailing behind competitors. Ultimately, it could even lead to the demise of Firefox. The browser that once challenged the dominance of Internet Explorer and Chrome could become a relic of the past, a cautionary tale of what happens when financial and legal pressures become too great. This would be a significant loss for Internet users who value choice and diversity. Firefox has always stood for an open and accessible Internet, and its disappearance would mark the end of an era for digital freedom and user empowerment. Section 9. Conclusion. Navigating the uncertain waters of antitrust. The DOJ's antitrust case against Google is a complex issue with no easy answers. This case is not just about one company, it's about the broader implications for the tech industry and the economy as a whole. The Department of Justice has taken a bold step, but the path forward is fraught with challenges. The legal arguments are intricate, involving detailed analyses of market dynamics, consumer behavior, and competitive practices. Each side presents compelling points, making it difficult to predict the outcome. The stakes are incredibly high, not just for Google, but for all tech companies and their users. The potential ramifications extend far beyond Google itself. If the DOJ succeeds, it could set a precedent that reshapes the entire tech landscape. Smaller companies might find new opportunities to compete, while larger firms could face increased scrutiny and regulation. This case could redefine what it means to be a monopoly in the digital age. The ripple effects could influence innovation, investment, and even the global economy. Businesses around the world are watching closely, as the outcome could affect international trade and regulatory policies. The fate of Mozilla and the future of Firefox serve as a stark reminder of the high stakes involved. Mozilla has long been a champion of an open and accessible internet, but its survival is now in question. The outcome of this case could determine whether smaller players like Mozilla can continue to innovate and compete. It's a battle for the soul of the internet, where the principles of openness and competition are at risk. The decisions made here will resonate for years to come, influencing the direction of digital policy and the nature of online experiences. The case highlights the challenges of reining in tech giants without causing collateral damage. Balancing regulation with innovation is a delicate act. Too much regulation could stifle creativity and slow down technological progress, while too little could allow monopolistic practices to flourish unchecked. Policymakers must tread carefully, considering the long-term impacts of their decisions. The goal is to create a fair and competitive market that benefits consumers, fosters innovation, and ensures that no single company can dominate the digital landscape to the detriment of others. As the legal battle unfolds, one thing is clear: navigating the uncertain waters of antitrust requires careful consideration and a nuanced approach. Legal experts, economists, and technologists must work together to understand the complexities of the digital economy. The decisions made in this case will set the tone for future antitrust actions and could redefine the relationship between government and big tech. It's a journey through uncharted territory, where every move is scrutinized and every decision has far-reaching consequences. The decisions made in this case will have a lasting impact on the digital landscape. They will influence how we interact with technology, how businesses operate, and how innovation is fostered. The outcome will shape the future of the internet, determining whether it remains a space for open competition and creativity or becomes dominated by a few powerful entities. As we navigate these uncertain waters, the importance of thoughtful, informed decision-making cannot be overstated. The world is watching, and the stakes could not be higher.